For tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around in the afternoon with a Wednesday high 89 to 91. Thursday, sun and clouds with a high 90 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Listening to AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. That song means it's time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann Baldwin, we got her in the studio. Good morning, girl. How you doing today?
Good morning. Real good, real good.
Nice, nice. Did you have a good weekend?
I worked half of it, so
yeah,
it was good. It was still good.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah.
And the weather has been pretty much par for the course. Pretty much the same. Afternoon thunderstorms, lots of humidity, nice and cool in the morning for about 20 minutes.
Well, I was going to say this morning, actually, I believe the humidity did feel like it was down. I stepped out to go put my lunchbox in my car, and I went, you know what? That's not as bad as it was yesterday. And I went to work yesterday, and I left the house at 5:30 a.m. And today it was 8 o'clock when I went to stick my lunchbox out in the car, and I went, "Ooh, it's not so bad."
Yeah.
So
right now it's gotten up there though. They say it's increased as it's gotten now. It's funny how quickly the temperatures have been going up. Like now we're almost 80, and it's just now 9 o'clock.
Right. Well, and you look out, and there's barely a cloud in the sky.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
which there was earlier.
Yeah, there were earlier, and this afternoon. I mean, they're showing quite a bit of rain coming up for this afternoon. So if you haven't gotten any recently, there's a good chance you'll get some today.
Yeah, if not some point this week. It feels like that's how it's been. It's like 40%. Well, 40% of the coverage area is going to get some. Right. So some people have got it, some people didn't.
4 in 10 people going out. So I mean, the bigger the crowd,
That's right. As we were mentioning, there was the tropical storm that became a hurricane overnight in Hannah that worked its way through the Gulf, and then that fell apart. They are looking at something that's over there, the West Antilles, that could develop into something. But the one that was before that, Gonzalo, that fell apart.
That one just dissipated, and this one they're still saying it. So far, still has quite a bit of potential to become something. But the spaghetti maps right now, the guy I was watching on the news today, they're all over. Right now they're all over because it's still that far out.
Yeah,
so,
and they do say it could develop into something, but we won't see anything really kind of come through towards the end of the week as far as what that'll do.
Right, no knowledge to that. But I mean, again, this is still that time of year. It's hurricane season. You need to, it's not, oh my God, freak out and run out and
buy all the toilet paper.
Buy up all the toilet paper.
We were talking about that off air.
But it is the time is to take a look around the yard and go, what might I need to secure?
Sure.
If they're talking about it coming. I mean, they did show 3 models that said, kind of showed that it might brush the east coast of Florida, some that stayed just offshore. I mean, if those stay just offshore, there's a good chance we don't get anything.
Right.
But it's still that far out. You don't know. There's still no knowledge really of where it's truly headed, or if it will continue to have that capability to increase strength and become a true named storm, which is Isai. I was trying to say
the I
one. Oh, it's I. It's I.
Yeah,
I can't say it now. I tried to say it earlier, but I messed it up now. But no, this is the time to take a look around, and that if you are getting some rain in your yard, is take a look around. Do you have things with standing water? Watch out those saucers and stuff. We don't really need to get the mosquitoes breeding.
Eduardo?
No, we just passed Eduardo.
What year are we in?
We're in I for 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ishai.
Eduardo, Frey, Gonzalo, Hana. Isaias?
No, it's Isai.
Isai?
Isai Aya, I think it is. Isai Aya.
Where did they come up with these?
That one's,
that
one's a tongue twister, and he'll probably hit us hard, and then we'll have to try to pronounce that name for years.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the worst
year
of it.
Isai Aya was the one that came through during Corona.
Yeah, like what it'd have to be that convoluted in the name, right? It's like, Category 5, Isai. I say like the antioxidant berry? No, not acai. The acai. What? Isaiah. Oh my goodness! And then after that, it goes a little bit normal. Josephine. Yeah. I like this one for Kay. Kyle.
Yeah, he's not going to do much.
Yeah, he is. Watch, he'll be the one that's the big bad boy. Well, my weekend's ruined. Why is that? Kyle's coming.
Kyle's coming.
I got a good friend. I got a good friend. He lives up in Gainesville. We grew up together. His name's Kyle. Well, my weekend plans are ruined. Why is that? Kyle's coming. Good Lord, Kyle's coming. I like that one. And then Laura, Marco, Nana.
Nana.
Nana. N-A-N-A.
Nana.
Nana.
Nana, maybe.
Nana.
Nana.
I like that too. It's like Nana's coming. This weekend's ruined. Nana's coming.
Okay, clean the house.
But nonetheless, just some interesting ideas for names as we move through the season. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how that'll work out.
But again, just one of those things. Just the heads up, not to not anything. Is to take a look around. See what's out there in the yard. We've been spending a lot of time at home. We are out in the yard, so the chairs are out there by the fire pit. Maybe we've had more planters out because people have been doing more and more plants. Is this something that's going to be heavy enough, or do you need to think, where can I pull this up and how far out do I need to think about that? Usually just the day before, or even the morning. If you know it's coming, if you know you're going to be home, get them up closer to the house, where you can put something over them, even to keep them from getting damaged. The folding chairs, the tables, the picnic table, even putting them up underneath there. If we're not only going to get maybe some of that tropical stuff, just the excessive rains that we can get can be detrimental to a lot of plants, especially in containers. So just keeping that eye out on those, and look around right now is just everything that's holding water. I understand there's some plants. I have 2 plants that I actually put picture up on the Facebook page. And don't forget that's there. That's the In the Garden group page. Just ask to join. If I miss you, ask again. Sometimes I don't see it. I don't know. Sometimes Facebook does not give you your notifications.
No, yes.
It's one of those weird things. So if I miss you, either ask again or throw some kind of message out there to somebody. But I put a couple pictures on curcumas I have, and which are in the ginger family, the turmeric family, and the orange torch gingers are the ones that the flowers are multiple colors. It comes up quite high on the plant. Those love water. Yeah. And so there's in the picture. I'm not sure if I had 2 pots or both plants in the picture, because it is a. Let me bring it up again. Where is it? I don't know if you can see that one too well. Come up. That's probably 2 of both of the plants in that picture. Those ones prefer more shade and more water. So there's actually 2 pots sitting into something else that can hold some water. And I do every so often have to go take them out, dump that out so that I'm not breeding mosquitoes. Right. Yeah, or you're throwing some of the little BT pellets into things like that may need to hold water for that. That's the mosquito dunks they advertise on Southeast AgNet kind of thing, the Summit, and those things, they do work. The other curcuma I put on there is a white one. The leaves are variegated. That one wants sun. That one wants more sun. It's the first time it has bloomed since I bought it. I bought it with a bloom, I think. But it hasn't bloomed since, so it's like I've been moving it around in places, and I put it into a larger pot this spring, and it came up nicely. Actually, the plant looks better than it did before, so it's happier in the new pot, and it bloomed. So it's like, yes, it finally bloomed. But now I have one in another pot that I actually purchased just the root as the true turmeric or the curcuma.
Okay.
For the herbal or the either the medicinal or the flavoring, and it hasn't bloomed because it's like I asked when I bought it. I says, well, what does this one look like? Because I have there's all kinds of different curcumas out there, and if you Google it, you actually get a powder. They're going to show you all the shopping for it, or if you ask for images, you're getting all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the one. So that's why that one's in its own pot, separated from the rest of the children. You keep them apart so you remember which one's which.
Yeah.
So and if you're going to plant, say, the regular edible ginger, the one that you might want for Oriental cooking or candied ginger and things like that, I would again put that one into another area just so that you know where they're at and that they don't get away. Gingers can creep out on you.
Is that right?
I mean, you might call them invasive. I wouldn't, just because I like them.
Yeah.
It's not invasive if you like it, but if you have pinecone ginger, you'll have it all over.
Yeah.
Unless you contain it, because the rhizomes they take off, and I think some seed probably.
Do you use that to cook with at all? Do you?
The turmeric, I haven't. It was when I started to do it because it's the anti-inflammatory properties of that, and I thought, well, let me see if I can grow it first before you start getting into it. So,
sure.
And if the flower's cool, that's all the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do got a caller. Good morning. You're in the garden with Carol Ann.
Good morning, guys.
Morning, Hugh.
Morning, partner.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing? We missed you last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening. Last week you guys were talking about eggplant.
Yeah.
And I come from a German background. Now, I don't know if that's a German cuisine or what, but it's been years since I've had eggplant, and my mom used to always make it for us for breakfast. And at first, I can remember not really liking it, but then I can remember liking it. It was like a pancake, and you'd cut it up, and then you'd have eggs and breadcrumbs, I guess it was, and you put that in that batter with a little milk, and then you fry it like maybe like French toast or like a pancake, and that with butter and maple syrup. I mean, that was a great breakfast for me.
I'd never heard of it as a breakfast food.
With my wife here the other day, and she was like a little 5-year-old. She just pushed the plate away and says, "That I don't know how you can eat that. The texture is just enough to drive you nuts." So, but I love it.
I'd never heard of it as a breakfast option. I mean, the eggplant as Parmesan, breaded up, fried, and then baked with the sauce and the mozzarella and
the whole time you were describing that, Hugh, I had a look on my face of total disgust.
We were both looking at each other, and I'm even going, "Oh my God, I can't think of that as something I would put maple syrup on." I mean, you
did make me think of though, when I was a kid, my grandfather used to make it all the time, was mush. He used to eat mush, corn mush.
Oh,
yeah.
Same thing. It was like flatted out.
Maybe the maple syrup saves the whole thing there, but I know it's got a kind of an unusual texture. But to me, I remember enjoying it as growing up as a kid. We'd have it maybe once or twice a month or whatever, But a lot of people that I know in my past that I've talked about, they never heard of eating eggplant like that, or even eating eggplant period.
No, I wonder if maybe she put vanilla into that. If it was actually like a batter, like you would have done for French toast.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, with a little vanilla in that, and instead of using bread, she used the eggplant. And I could maybe somebody'd have to. I wouldn't purposefully fix it for myself, but I would taste it.
And a shout out to your significant other there, Hugh. Like you said, she's like, no thanks. She's like, that's all you.
She puts that plate away like a little 5-year-old.
Don't blame.
I mean, don't tell me what it is. Cook it and put it on.
Right.
Because especially if it has that look, of a pancake or type of thing, of okay, your brain is going to think that it's sweet and fluffy.
Right.
And you're adding the syrup that maybe anybody else out there ever because I know there's a lot of people who really
because if it's a good egg wash like you mentioned with like some nutmeg, some vanilla, and then you have the other stuff with it, it would be fluffy, and you wouldn't tell me as soon as you said vegetable.
I mean, and I'm thinking it's not a big thick slice. I'm thinking I could taste. I would try it.
Yeah.
I would try it, but then again, if it doesn't bite me first, there's a good chance if it bit me first, I'm gonna have to bite you back and then cook you.
Yeah, you fry in a little peanut oil, and you flip it a couple of times, and it gets nice and brown, and it looks innocent on a plate yet until you bite into it. It's got that unusual texture, and I think that's. She took one bite, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, I can see where that's being just a little bit unusual.
Yeah. Hey, partner, how's?
I would imagine. I would imagine that eggplant is probably nutritious, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of the it's a purple vegetable. So I mean, like they always tell you to eat the rainbow, eat as many different colors off of there. Don't just go with the light colored stuff. Like I love white corn. It's probably the least of the nutrition, but that's my favorite. So I'm gonna Gotta go with that, but on your darker, your purple grapes and things like that. Anything that's a nice dark color is usually the better nutrition.
And speaking of that, with vegetables, plums are all over the supermarkets right now.
Oh yeah.
And with that in mind too, there's been some more peaches and nectarines, and ever since a kid, a nectarine
is a non-fuzzy peach,
and it's just. Growing up, we would get them, and they were always never ripe.
That's the
They have such a small window of being ripe, and of course, for the store to actually have them and get them in, they're getting them in before they're ripe, so they can last, right? And I just remember, it's like I'd rather eat a potato raw. That's what it felt like. But at the same time, too, it was like nectarines, peaches. And what I've noticed this year is they've got, they're called, donut peaches.
Oh, the
donut
blowouts.
Nectarines.
Yeah. Well, it's a breed. It's a breed, the UFOs.
Which, when you cut into them, there's no pit. Or heavy, like
very little,
very little. Like you can eat it to where there's almost like about
blowouts. I think
that
they're
much
also
left,
called.
And they're really, really sweet. They're really good. It's $3.99 for like 6 of them.
Okay, guys. Well, so much for eggplant. I think I'll hang up now and just have a bowl of Wheaties.
There you go. Break out the Eggos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it, partner.
Have a good day. Yeah, but and actually it's funny because. And I was not and maybe it's all my fault because I was not a frequent shopper of Earth Fare. You all can blame me that Earth Fare went because but I loved, was it last year? Their peaches were fantastic.
Is that right?
And they were cheap.
Yeah.
They were like 79 cents a pound. Wow. They weren't massive, which I prefer a little bit smaller peach.
Ones too.
But they were ripe.
Yeah.
And you're eating them, and they had flavor and texture and just juiciness. I bought 2 peaches because they were expensive. They're huge. No, I bought 3. I think I've eaten one. The other one, I could not eat it. It was I took it to lunch. I washed it. I tried to cut it. I bit. I chewed. I threw it to the birds. It was that hard.
Yeah.
And just and so the other one's still sitting. It's in one of the a berry box in the fridge.
Trying to ripen.
I need to stick it in a paper bag and stick it in there and get that one ripe so I can eat it. I love peaches.
Yeah.
But and they all came from California. Where did the Georgia and Carolina and Tennessee peaches go this year? Why are we shipping them from California? Are our peach pickers not here?
That makes you wonder.
I understand things are weird this year, and that's my best description to those who are looking for specific plants. Is I'm sorry, I just I can't get. And that might be the same kind of thing, is that they just can't get them because of health reasons. You have. We've had the issue in meatpacking plants where you've had sudden outbreaks and you have 50% of your workforce who's now out for 2.5 weeks or longer.
Right.
You're not operating on a full schedule, and that possibility with
that's a good point.
That even migrant workers may have not even been running through the circuit of harvest. Yeah.
Say border.
No, circuit of harvest. They know
to get to.
But
harvest.
I mean, it could be that they've not allowed
to get around the border to then get to then harvest. No, I know what you mean.
But whether or not that's been the issue, but I sure have missed the good peaches this year, and so.
Yeah, that's interesting. It made me think of the episode in Seinfeld about the Mackinac peaches. There's only one time you ever seen that one?
No, I wasn't a big Seinfeld. So.
Oh, it was awesome. It was basically all about this like short window of maybe 2 weeks where the Mackinac peaches
were on the market.
So on the show, it was like this huge, like we got to get these Mackinac peaches, and it was like it was epic. But anyway, I was always curious of it, and then it says, "Are Mackinac peaches real? Is the Mackinac peach an heirloom peach generated from seedling peaches, and some seeds can from a fellow seed collector who happens to live near Madison, Wisconsin, but the majority are northern seeding peaches in Canada and northern Michigan.
Okay.
In northern Michigan, way up there, Mackinac Island, and the idea of peaches up there. Isn't that crazy? By the way, when you mentioned California, what's been interesting too is I've been noticing a lot of my produce from where I buy it, it's got a lot of Canada on it.
I have seen some Canada as well.
It's got a lot of Canada on it.
It's coming, depending on the produce, possibly out of hot-houses.
Yeah.
Up there.
Interesting.
And it's like we grow a lot of produce in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not understanding it except for the
it's weird.
Fact that we don't have the pickers.
Yeah.
Or the packing houses are closed down.
Right.
Because of certain areas having issues, but we have a big tomato growing area, over near Tampa and south of Tampa, down in the Palmetto area. There's like 3 huge packing houses.
Yeah.
For tomatoes and things. It's like, are they? You're not seeing. All of that. And
it's very, very interesting when you start to break it down. When you start to look at the nitty gritty of where produce comes from. As working at the restaurant, we got our weekly shipment in, and on average we would get boxes of because we'd use a ton of lemons, a ton of limes. Because at the bar we'd use a bunch of limes, right? And lemons for water. So we use a ton of lemons, limes, oranges. And then, of course, when you think about all the other produce we're getting for the lettuce and all that,
tomatoes, all your
it was always fascinating to me thinking about when you start to break that down, how many restaurants there are just within Ocala, how many of them are getting the same thing,
produce.
How much we get, and where does that produce come from, and then the price of it overall. It's really
it's amazing.
Really fascinating. But we'll talk about that when we come back. More to come in the Garden with Carol Ann Baldwin as we come to the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Chris Foster. This morning, Attorney General William Barr testifies and takes questions from members of the House Judiciary Committee.
Barr is expected to be asked about the prosecution of Michael Flynn, the pardon for Roger Stone, how the Bureau of Prisons has handled the pandemic for prisoners, the use of federal forces in U.S. cities, and who made the call to clear Lafayette Square prior to the president's photo op in front of St. John's Episcopal Church.
Fox's John Decker. 2 potential coronavirus vaccines are moving into the next trial phase. Dr. Anthony Fauci with the White House Coronavirus Task Force tells Fox
15,000 people will get the vaccine, 15,000 will get a placebo, and then you determine the difference in infection with the coronavirus.
President Trump on Twitter promotes several posts critical of Dr. Fauci, claiming masks don't work and that the drug hydroxychloroquine is a coronavirus cure, being withheld until the election. America's listening to Fox News.
Finding the next job is a big job, and that part of what you do is a little tough right now. Because of that, Lowe's for Pros is here to help. Get $400 in leads on us with a free 1-year subscription from HomeAdvisor to connect to jobs that make sense for you. Sign up at lowesforpros.com/pro-loyalty to get started. Just one more reason why Lowe's is the new home for pros. Now let's get to work. Subscription and $400 lead credit subject to HomeAdvisor's approval and terms. Valid for new HomeAdvisor customers only. Lowe's loyalty required. More terms apply. Valid through 9/9 U.S. only.
If you're driving less, you could be saving more. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you can have control over your auto insurance costs by only paying for the miles you drive. Pay-per-mile car insurance comes with the same reliable coverage you've come to expect from Allstate, but it's designed for people who aren't on the road as much. Drive less, save more with Allstate. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote.
Price based on driving behaviors and includes daily rates subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Prevention is important. Help prevent the spread of illness and keep yourself and others well. Here are some of the most effective ways you can prevent the spread of germs. Wash your hands by scrubbing thoroughly with soap and hot water for at least 20 seconds, and always wash before you touch your face, eat, or drink. Use hand sanitizers in addition to hand washing or where soap and water are not available. Limit sharing of items such as utensils, cups, and dishes. Avoid all physical contact with others, including handshakes and kisses. Practice social distancing by maintaining a distance of 6 feet from others. Sneeze or cough into a tissue or the inside of your elbow. Avoid contact with ill individuals and insist they isolate themselves. Sanitize frequently touched surfaces in your home and workplace several times a day. An ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure. Download the free booklet at Scientology.org/stay well.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
WOCA.
Today, intervals of clouds and sunshine along with a shower or thunderstorm around. High 89 to 91. Tonight, patchy clouds. Low 73 to 75. For tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around in the afternoon with a Wednesday high 89 to 91. Thursday, sun and clouds with a high 90 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Why call two men in a truck? If you're like most people, you're moving and you work hard. You call 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained, professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. You call 352-289-0666. People who care about your things as much as you do. Time is of the essence, and you want it done fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, the movers who care. Visit twomeninatruck.com today and get moving. So call 352-289-0666.
2 Men in a Truck.
There's a staycation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40, just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking, free breakfast,
Yum, yum.
a swimming pool, a kiddie pool, and veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794.
David Moore here, running for Marion County Property Appraiser. I believe in faith, family, and freedom. I have over 29 years of experience in the real estate and finance industry. I own a local realty. I have a bachelor's in business and master of arts in leadership. I believe that my education and experience makes me uniquely qualified to be your next property appraiser of here in Marion County. I have both public and private sector experience. For more information, go to davidmoore.com. Political advertisement paid for and approved by David Moore, Republican candidate for Marion County Property Appraiser.
Wednesday, July 29th at 8:50 a.m. Joe Milano, Republican candidate for Congress, will be Adam's guest. This discussion focuses on his legislative experience while working on Capitol Hill and why that should matter to voters. His campaign is a call to action and seeks to solve our nation's top issues with good policy, not politics. Hearing from Joe directly will give you an insight as to why you should vote Milano for Congress on August 18th. Again, that's Wednesday the 29th at 8:50 a.m. To stay in the know with Joe, we want you to be an informed voter.
That's true. Welcome back. You're listening to AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM in the Garden with Carol Ann Baldwin. As we've been talking, ever since you called in and mentioned the eggplant, we've been looking up eggplant pancakes and all kinds of good stuff just to see what he's talking about.
And we think we know what went wrong, Hugh. We think we know, because this actually sounds pretty good. And this is an eggplant pancake, and it's in a bowl. You beat up an egg and a cup of mashed eggplant.
Mashed. That sounds like the key.
And there's probably a good chance that eggplant was cooked, because a couple other recipes I just glanced through mentioned that it was either baked or cooked.
Right.
Yeah, so to where you've got a malleable mush.
Yeah. Well, and what we were thinking, Hugh, her and I both discussed off air, was like we were picturing you like slicing the eggplant, then just coating that.
Doing like a French toast kind of thing.
To the eggplant to get it cooked a little bit from the raw, then breading it, then egg washing it.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking dip, and then
put it
and doing it like you would for parm, Yeah. But no, the other ones. I mean, and this does sound. Some of them are pretty good, and actually some of them are sounding like it's like, ooh, I could do this, and I got some eggplant at the house, and I'm going, you know what, that one's sounding very promising. I work a little late tonight, so it might be Wednesday.
The only one that crossed my liking was the eggplant bread, which makes me think of zucchini bread.
Yeah.
And it looks very, very good. It's like it's got like a purplish hue to it.
Okay.
I love zucchini bread. I'm actually, this time of year, we would be getting into Mom making that zucchinis, because we just be pulling cucumbers, zucchinis, and squash out of it. And I miss good zucchini bread. Yeah. I miss that. I can taste it right now.
And here's what, I didn't bring up the recipe or anything, but eggplant, and it looks like might be a book, I'm not sure. Eggplant pancakes, low carb, gluten-free, keto friendly. So for those doing different, diet kind of things, or having to watch gluten intake and that. What is that?
Yeah, because there's no gluten in those vegetables.
No, in vegetables, you're safe on veggies, but.
I remember you talking about that one time too. You were like, by the way, when it says gluten free, it doesn't
mean there's anything special. Right.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist in this. Anyway.
Right. Anyway, just to start with, the same thing as when we talked about the GMO. Is that it's like because it's not available like that, and the seeds you buy. And actually, I was thinking this morning before I came on we're going towards that. I call it second spring.
Sure. Yeah.
Planting, like our tomatoes and peppers and squash and things like that, and realizing right now, and I think I haven't been going to stores lately, just because it's like, guess what? I'm not spending money. Mm-hmm. I'm working. I'm going home. I don't go through and shop the way I did 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But I did take a walk through Walmart's garden center. a couple weeks ago when I was in, and their seed racks, just like ours at Lowe's, are gone.
Yeah,
they're gone.
Too.
So you're not going to walk in there and go, I'm going to get some green bean seed and some squash seed and be ready to plant my second spring garden, and I'm going to get my cabbage for my later. No, you're going to go online.
Yeah.
And you're going to order. And I did the Google search. Is there a shortage of seed? Nothing, no article came up any more recent than May, and those had to deal with more with the commercial soybean and sorghum and things like that. Farm, more like on the farm end of it versus the homeowner. I need some packages of seeds. So if you and your neighbors, and realizing that if excuse me, if you got friends or neighbors who also garden, you don't each have to buy a pack of seeds, because there's usually enough seed in a package
to last.
It would be maybe 2 or 3 seasons for yourself. But if you got together with a neighbor and sat down and made that order, your shipping and handling, because it's ridiculous. One of them, it's $3 for shipping on seeds. They're going to shove them in an envelope and mail it, and it only cost about 65 cents in postage. Another 50 cents for the envelope. So okay, all right, you're at $1.15. At a $3, that was just one of them. Some of them, the shipping and handling is very high, and it's ridiculous.
Makes you wonder if that's where they come. Like for example, like sometimes you order a huge bed frame, you think, man, that weighs a lot, and they're like free shipping because you spent over $125, and then you're like, well, I wanted this variety pack of $25 for 30. Different seeds. Shipping's like $5-6.
Yeah,
You're like, what?
Exactly. Right. And some of it is because also, the one is just a big box they're going to ship you. The other has to be picked and sorted and put in the box. But you may also be looking while you're online is that seed starting supplies. If you like the peat pots and things like that, or I always have people coming in looking for the cocoa core. It's a potting medium, a planting medium. We don't sell it retail. It's not. It's more of a specialty niche kind of thing. So if that's something you really like, you'll have to do it that way. And even the seed starting mixes from the commercial people may not be back in the stores until next spring. Yeah. Just because they haven't had the opportunity to get their seed, get it packaged in that. I'm not counting on a fall seed rack. Maybe might be a little smaller than it was this year, or it may even hold off until a spring seed rack comes in. But get together with your friends, your family, your neighbors, and look at what you're doing. If you want to have a few different kinds of tomatoes. The kids love cherry tomatoes. You want a couple of heirloom tomatoes, but you want some saucing tomatoes or ones to make your salsa up. You're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 varieties of seed.
Yeah.
And each package of seed, depending on how where it's from and such, you might be getting anywhere from just 5 to 15 up to 30 or 60 seed in them. Your run-of-the-mill, say, Sweet 100 seeds, you're going to get, a half a teaspoon, and that's a lot of seed.
Yeah.
And that you can split your cost, and then your gardening cost, instead of everybody laughs, oh yeah, you went to all that, you just spent $300 on that brand new garden you put in there. How much you save on that 4 tomatoes you got? Yeah, they came out to about $199 a pound.
Yeah.
But if you get together with your friends and family and you can get
$199 a pound.
Yeah.
Those better be the best tomatoes the world has ever seen.
They better taste good. Don't you drop them. Don't you lick that juice up off that plate.
They can and jar themselves.
Yes.
They stew themselves.
They slice themselves, put them on the white. They make the white bread that you can make your sandwich on. But no, get together with family and friends and that. And it's even. It's only July, end of July. God, it's next week is August.
Finally,
yeah. If you've grown onions before, it's the kind of thing of getting together with family, because a lot of times if you're buying the onion sets, which for our area we're buying them in about November, The more you buy, the cheaper the shipping. Just like the buying the bed. It weighs 75 pounds, but I'll give you free shipping because you've spent $150.
Right.
Well, if you buy 2 bundles of onion sets, it costs you $9.95 to ship them. But if you buy 15 of them, it's $5.50.
Yeah.
Because all they're doing is because you're buying multiple items of the same thing.
So it's easier for the personnel
to package that up for you and get it to you. It's one of those things. But you may, like I said, you may even want to look for those peat pots if that's what you like to grow yours in, and such like that. If you've got seeds that you've kept in the fridge, or maybe they just sat in the canister on the counter, and you've got enough of them there to. You want to proof them to see what your germination rate is. Get you a wet paper towel, double over paper towel. Count out 10 seeds. Hopefully you've got more than that. Just wet that nice. Put it into Ziploc bag and set it on top of the fridge.
Yeah.
Give it 5 days, 7 days. Open it up, peel that open, count them out. If you got 9 out of 10 going, you got a 90% germination rate. Go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it. If it's been sitting there and you're looking at the package going, oh well, this one says it's 2016, and you're only getting 4 in 10, you might order another package, or realizing if you want one plant in each one of those pots, you're probably going to put 5 or 6 seeds in, and then thin if you got lucky.
Right.
So it's one of those things. Real easy to easy to do to find out.
We got a caller. Good morning. Thanks for holding. WOCA, you're on the air.
Hey, I finally shut up.
Good morning. I'm seeing some items in the news about packages coming from China with seed that somebody has ordered.
Yes.
And I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this.
Yeah, I'm with the USDA. Don't be planting them. The seed pack, the ones I saw, some of them resembled like cucumber seed.
Is that right?
But yeah, they're just sending the unsolicited seed to people, and yeah, it's kind of creepy. If you get an unsolicited package, I believe I would possibly be contacting the Postal Service, and then, USDA. We have an office right here in Ocala, and I mean, I'm sure when you dial the toll-free number, it's, you're going to get the state of Florida's office and reporting it. I have no idea how that's happening.
Interesting. For those who are just catching wind of this, like myself here, as this was brought up, it's a little convoluted article. Deep.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
As this was kind of convoluted, a little deep here, this is out of the New York Times. As officials in at least 27 states are urging residents to report any unsolicited packages of seeds that appear to have been sent from China, warning that they might be invasive or otherwise harmful, as the agricultural departments in those states have issued statements in recent days noting that residents have reported receiving packages of seeds in the mail that they had not ordered. Based on the photos, the seeds appear to have been mailed in white pouches displaying Chinese letters, or what they say the words China Post, as some of these packages were labeled to say that they contained jewelry. According to the Kansas Department of Agriculture, the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and the Forestry reported that some of these packages were labeled to say that they contained earbuds or even toys. As public notes, also unsolicited shipments of seeds from China were also issued by agricultural officials in most of the other states, as it mentions Washington, Virginia, Nebraska, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. It says packages of seeds have also been sent to residents in Utah and Arizona, as the agricultural department for other states. So what is this? Is this just some kind of weird...
I don't really know, but it is one of those things of don't plant it only for the sake we don't know what it is. Florida is it's so easy for things to get out of control here because of our climate.
Absolutely.
We don't have a winter that kills off plants, and we have a tendency to go, oh, look, you get the seed package from, say, the one that's requesting donations, the I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I don't even know if they send them anymore, but you get the poppy seed thing and you put, and they don't. Yeah, hey, you throw them to the kid sprinkles them out in the garden, nothing grows.
Right.
Or something. But with this, it's here's some seed and they plant it and you don't know, you don't pay attention. Next thing you know, it's taken over the garden or it's flowering and it's getting out of hand. Like I said, the seed the one photograph I saw of some of them looked like it could have been a cucumber or other cucurbit.
Yeah,
I can say that.
Cucurbit, yeah.
A family plant, but I mean those can get out of hand. I mean we have air potato. I mean it came from Asia. It's one of those things. It's an invasive, very detrimental agriculturally and economically.
This stuff's fascinating.
And that it's coming in labeled incorrect, labeled improperly. Is this somebody trying to pull something over? Is it
this is getting looked at heavily by the U.S. Agricultural Department with Animal and Plant Inspection Service. They've been notified of these seed packages. They've been mentioning that the agency is working with U.S. and Customs Border Protection, saying to prevent the unlawful entry of these prohibited seeds, as they're looking at the idea of how the U.S. agriculture is seeing these as invasive pests and even maybe possible noxious weeds.
Yeah, that this can it can be something. So I mean,
is this a weird form of terrorism?
Who knows really what it is? But again, if you receive an unsolicited package, you haven't ordered anything, or even if it comes through, it's I'd be going, hey, listen, I would probably even contact the Postal Service because again, it's coming through them.
Yeah.
And that if don't open the thing and throw away the envelope, because next thing you know they took the trash away and you don't have where it came from or a possibility of where it came from, maybe on the labeling. What cancellation station this came through.
This is getting out of hand.
It's a little weird.
How many people are at the point with China that are just like, all right, we've had enough. We have had enough. It's now I just wanted to grow some cucumbids, and now I'm threatened by that.
Right.
Crying out loud.
Right. Yeah, we closed your consulate, you closed ours.
Right, my goodness. This
You're
is
throwing seeds at us now.
And at the same time too, it's like it's not the worst deviant plan. It's not exactly the best James Bond plot, right?
No.
See here,
But
007.
then
These
again,
noxious weeds that in about 6 to 8 months with the proper precipitation and the direct sunlight that's necessary, these weeds are going to grow so noxious that they will knock out all of the command center near Fort Knox. No, it's not going to.
Day of the Triffids. Look it up. Good short thing. But 1969, 67, 69.
Interesting.
So. But no, and I mean, is it just another one of these take your mind off things hoax kind of thing? Is this just somebody being stupid and goofy? But I mean, the quantity that's coming through, this has a cost. This has an expense.
That's true.
It's not just one or two things. This is going on in multiple states.
Massive for multiple states for them bringing up
individuals.
Yeah.
It's not just that somebody
you're talking. You must be talking as an individual for the packet of seeds, and like some of the pictures that is shown with the wide envelope. You're talking about a handful of maybe 16 to 20.
Yeah,
we're talking that. Then that means hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of seeds have been brought in.
And just the cost to mail it from China to the United States. Postage. It's not the 53 cents or whatever it is cost to mail a letter here with a little forever love stamp stuck on it that you bought 5 years ago because you haven't mailed a letter since.
Right.
So actually, that one only cost you 45 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I mean, it's unusual. It's just something. Yeah, maybe we'll try to keep an ear on it. But if you receive an unsolicited package of any sort in the mail, it's something we just what we need is somebody else pulling some. Smart ass, thing doing, I'm going to get attention, and whether or not it's somebody putting baby powder in, and next thing you know, you got a fear, even though it's a scam,
right?
Of something else going on.
Yeah.
So
incredible.
It's what is the world is, we just need to unplug 2020 and I mean, keep trying. Everybody unplug it at the same time.
Yep.
I think what happens is when end of June, we didn't all say Happy New Year again,
I know.
and start over. So we're still going for forward. So this year, everybody better stay up for New Year's just to make sure 2020 leaves.
Yes. I was going to say, in some weird way, like it's going to be one of the best New Year's days.
I
we
hope.
get to 2021.
I hope. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of champagne sales.
And I'm going to tell you this: we can already see it, that the media is already going to try to kind of flash forward some fear and some fear mongering within that first day. They're going to say the first
everybody getting together for these parties,
and then they're going to say, like, because they're going to feel the excitement of society around going, okay, 2020 is over with, so the 21. Well, before you get excited for the new year, it's
we have a snowstorm coming down from
just turn it off. Just turn it off. That would be everybody. I could see that.
Watch the ball drop and go to bed, or so turn it off.
The New Year's resolutions would be like less media, less all that, just unplug.
And everybody start looking up some of those positive food things, maybe some traditional stuff from your childhood or the traditional home country.
Yeah.
The good luck foods.
Yes.
We need to.
Which by the way, do you have traditions for New Year's that you have with food wise?
The Hop and John, yeah.
What's that?
And Hop and John, it's peas and rice.
Okay.
Pretty much.
The black-eyed peas?
Not black-eyed peas, field peas. Field peas. It's a Low Country, South Carolina one that got from family. And literally, when my mother-in-law was alive, at midnight, you toasted, you banged the pots, you set off the fireworks. You didn't put another dang thing in your mouth till you had a bite of that.
Oh, is that right?
You did. Oh, yeah. And everybody had a little small plate.
Yeah.
Might be just a few tablespoons, because you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to grab a piece of toast, and it's supposed to be the first thing you eat. And we did.
Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we always
did. It's always better the next day thrown in the skillet with butter.
It's interesting.
Thrown that rice.
Yeah. And for us, it was always the pork and sauerkraut tradition.
Yeah.
You got to have some sauerkraut to get out the new year
right.
Well,
that's it. That was for your money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, with ours it's the green. You get your mixed greens.
I think at this point, like you said, get down.
Everybody get those recipes out. Get out Mom's and Grandma's cookbooks and start looking up. Even for Christmas, but break out those holiday cookie things that everybody's been doing so much baking. They put on the COVID-19. We've heard of the freshman 15. This is the COVID-19. So start looking at some of those, good comfort foods of comfort.
And that's still fascinating. But boy, nonetheless, as we are making our way here, just a couple minutes left before the top of the 10 o'clock hour, we've covered a little bit today. It's been pretty good.
We have.
It's been pretty good.
And if anybody does any cool eggplant recipes, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Go on the In the Garden, or if you really want to. Well, you know what? Next Tuesday I'm not going to be here. I have to work. Yeah. But the following one, we'll bring it in and we'll feed it to Adam.
Yeah, there we go. I'll give it a shot.
He'll try it. He'll put a clothespin on his nose. Close his eyes.
Well, like I told you, eggplant I'm not a fan of, and we discussed why. But like you said, if you put that kind of vegetable to the tastes of whatever's around it, then
that's a different thing. Yeah.
Kind of like mushrooms in a way. You know where mushrooms are really good? On a steak. Well, because the steak is delicious.
And on a pizza, because
what's the other one?
Stuffed with crab meat.
With crab meat, or thrown in with the fettuccine noodles with the peas. And the sliced chicken. The mushrooms are fine. Yeah.
Good for you.
That's good for you.
Have a great day, Adam. Everybody too.
You got it. That'll do it for In the Garden with Caroline. Stay tuned. Matt Gibbs, Sunrise Automotive, up next. We'll be back right after this. WOCA Ocala, WOCA The Source.
I'm Chris Foster. Protests in Portland, Oregon, and the federal response are expected to be addressed by Attorney General William Barr during today's testimony for the House Judiciary Committee.
In prepared remarks, Barr will say violent rioters and anarchists have hijacked legitimate protests. Barr will also condemn what he describes as grave abuses in the Russiagate scandal. Lawmakers are expected to ask about the pardoning of longtime Trump associate Roger Stone and the prosecution of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred says there are no plans to cancel or suspend the already shortened season over a coronavirus outbreak